Do you ever think of whether life works like quantum physics or Newtonian mechanics?
I'd like you to expand on that a little bit more before I answer.
Quantum physics being like, it's all crazy. Nothing you do has any real input. You can't predict anything. You can't look at anything. And Newtonian thing is like, no, you do this. This happens. You have a structured, ordered force equals mass times acceleration. If these are the inputs, if you get up in the morning, you work hard, you get a result.
Yeah, I think it's more the first one a little bit. I think it depends. Like, I do sort of think I'm not to be this one, but I think it's maybe a mix of both every now and again.
Here's my theory: it is quantum mechanics. It's totally random, but you have to treat it like it's Newtonian.
Like there's order. You
have to act as though. Otherwise, you can fall apart and nothing really gets done.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. It's like if it's going to be chaos, you have to, because even if you buy into the chaos, if you buy into the chaos, then you just end up on the news and the chaos. You know what I mean? Like because that's the whole thing about breaking out of the Matrix. The Andrew Tate shit of like breaking out of the Matrix. You got to break out of the Matrix. It's like that's unless you have money, the only way you break out of the Matrix is doing some insane shit.
It's nasty. I mean, he was literally pimping.
Yeah,
he was pimping these women,
dude.
And I've seen the pimps, and it's not nice. It's not a nice thing.
Are there legit pimps in the US?
Yes,
they're like out. You see them.
You just see a man like talking to a woman, taking money from her.
And that's a pimp. He's not.
Sometimes he's treating her nasty.
There's no hat.
I haven't seen a guy in a cool outfit.
That's bullshit.
I know,
dude. The dreams we've been sold.
Oh no, the pimps now. I mean, they're all They look like Freddie Gibbs. They don't look like
it's just an admin
Bootsy
job
Collins.
now, where it's like this one uses MailChimp.
Yo, if you don't have any money, get him to tap and pay. tap that, pay.
Legit, a pimp with an ABN is kind of nice. That's so sweet to think of. Be like, mate,
use a condom.
Legit,
use a condom. We can declare that. Keep the receipts.
The Deductibles of a Pimp is a great book.
The thing I'm most angry about since being in Australia
is
this debate about whether on the disability care, the NDIS money, whether or not they should be able to pay for prostitutes with our tax money.
Oh, yes. Where do you land on that? Because I think it's actually probably like, what else are you going to do?
Shut it down.
Are you serious? Brother.
If they're going to have sex with a prostitute, I just think do it on your own dollar. Do you know what I mean?
But where are they going to get that dollar?
Well, do it on your Centrelink money. Like Centrelink money is your private spending. The government says you get a lump $1,000. That's for you as a disabled person to spend as you see fit.
Yep.
If you can't work, here's some money.
Yeah.
And then, not that they can't work. If the egg sorting factory, if there are no jobs going, I used to work at a door-to-door sales place, and we would start the day before driving out into the far-flung suburbs to sell cable television from door to door. And we would pass the head disability working, the factory.
HQ.
I think it was called Phoenix, and it was beautiful. And they'd all come out and eat their sausage rolls, and so happy to be at work. Anyway, but I think that's a private spending affair. The taxpayer does not have an obligation to get your cum out of your body.
No, but the taxpayer doesn't have an obligation for a lot of... Like, if I had to choose between, like, helicopter for Gina Reinhardt or some quadriplegic getting a hand job...
We're not paying.
You don't think so? Like, when someone takes, like, a private flight from, like, Australia to Perth from Parliament, that's a taxpayer thing, right?
I like the politicians doing it. I think we should give the politicians big fan, because you want good people becoming politicians, and so I think make it a more desirable job. I think give them fancy hats, give them private jets, give them so much money they won't be corrupted. Because at the moment, I expect it's quite easy to buy a politician in this country.
You think the corruption is like a result out of this job doesn't actually pay enough?
Yeah, pay them more. I'd say pay them way more, and then they can just actually make the decisions for their community.
Because I would say being a politician is pretty desirable here. You don't think so?
Yeah, for a certain kind of autistic university student.
Yeah, but still, like, if you go, like, where are you going to make the most money for doing fuck all?
Yeah, I mean, pretty good. And you get to public speak.
You get to public speak, you get to fucking riff, dude. You get to fucking hang out with Penny Wong.
But also, everyone hates you.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's not overestimate how much everyone hating you.
Yeah.
Underestimate. But let's take good stock of that.
True, but I mean, look at shit like Bob Katter. Bob Katter is a fucking well-loved politician.
That's one.
I got one.
You
That's
got
all
one
I've got. Bob Catter. But just because he's
400 guys and gals who've been doing it in our lifetime, there's one who's broadly.
Totally. But also maybe that's just the answer. It's like maybe his blood is the vaccine for making politicians fun again. Where it's like, just don't forget where you come from,
He's
dude.
so fun.
He's so fun, bro. Like, anyone that gets into that shit, I think they tried to... Like, Anthony Albanese comes from Marrickville. No one can tell. You know what I mean?
Because
he's a wog. No one can tell.
His name is Albanese.
Yeah, but he's not out... You know what I mean? I'm like, this is...
He has a very working class voice.
I would like some more wogness from Anthony Albanese. I feel like... I know that...
I think the voice could have passed if it come out and thrown out a bit of the oi.
Just oi, oi. What the fuck is this, Mr. Speaker? Dude, that a little bit more of that.
Get this out of here.
Fuck, what is this? Oh, what the fuck's that?
Spaniard for Prime Minister. That's what I'm pushing.
I just want a little bit more fun, man. Like back when Bob Hawke.
Hawkey was fun. Keating was fun in his own strange little way.
Yeah.
Bob.
Like these people that were just like, they were men of the people and then just continued to be. They didn't turn into, and now I'm the Prime Minister.
Oh, there is a lovely section in Mark Latham's diaries where he does describe going to Bob Hawke's house here in Sydney when he gets the leadership of the Labor Party. And Bob Hawke is living in like Circular Quay. And at the end of the meeting, like Mark has to take a water taxi to get to Bob's house.
That's crazy.
And then the meeting ends, and because Bob and Blanche are getting massages, and Mark Latham is furious. He's like, "This is meant to be the party of the working classes. What happened to a wood cottage on a hill? Now they're getting massages living in the harbour."
Well, he's still the Prime Minister. What do you want him to do?
Well, that's what I want. More massage. I want big, fancy. Give them money.
You want oligarchy?
Insulate them. No, I just want. Well, I think we have an oligarchy. But they're not in politics. I think if you're running the show, you're over there. And I would like the politicians to actually have power.
Okay, yes.
To do cool... Man, why don't we have...
Let's go. The beanies off.
High-speed rail, Melbourne, Sydney. Obviously, I think including Canberra, Brisbane, Adelaide, Wagga Wagga.
Yep.
Very sensible.
Yeah.
Wagga Wagga gets a look in. Just build the high speed. It would be very cool. We have a lot of money as a country. Where's our high speed rail?
It's a great point. Well, because I'm not very smart and I don't know a lot, but when I hear about like how much like natural resources we have here, I'm like, it's crazy that it's like these are our massive exports, like huge amount of coal.
Yep.
Huge amount of I think it's like
all
iron
the
ore.
uranium.
Yeah, it's like, and fucking we still have fuck all money. Like,
oh man,
what the fuck is the light rail doing? Dude. The light rail in Sydney, the only transportation you can stop with your fucking forehead, and that shit took like 2 years and like $1 billion.
Is it not liked here?
It's just so slow. Like why would you even fucking use it? Like, and Sydney used to have trams, and they ripped it out, and now they just put some back in.
They did this in Adelaide as well. Yeah.
It's just like a ridiculous waste of money for fuck all. And Sydney used to be something. When I first moved here, dude, I was like the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was this vibe.
It's still something. It's still something.
You think so?
Oh yeah, walking around.
I feel like it's lost its shine.
No, it's the only one with any like. It's got Adelaide. I love.
Yep.
And it's very beautiful, and it's very country town. And the time, but in terms of a city, Sydney's the only one. Melbourne does not have one iconic building.
No.
I want Fed Square sucks. Eureka Tower sucks.
Yeah. I think Brisbane's actually coming up.
Brisbane's trying.
Brisbane's doing its best, dude, and I like it.
Brisbane is attracting a lot. Brisbane also geographically could. Sydney's full. Sydney's like locked in.
Yeah, we're done.
And you refuse, rightly so, you refuse to change anything in the east.
Yeah.
In a meaningful way.
Yeah. That
would allow people to live here.
That's the one good thing about Sydney left is the east. The east where you're
East is great.
This is just stayed from. Yeah. It feels like the same east from like the 80s almost. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can anywhere from like Redfern to Bondi. You can pretty much walk on your legs and it's nice.
Yeah.
Up and down.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I used to live in Rose Bay and I was like, this is what you come to Sydney for, dude. Because it was the same amount of rent that I paid in Dulwich Hill.
But you're a Central Westie now?
Now I'm in Chippendale.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is nice.
I don't know anything about Chippendale. Is it near Marrickville?
No, it's like it's near the city. It's close to the city.
Okay.
Close to the CBD. But it's just like, it's whatever. Like it doesn't feel, you could be
have
anywhere.
A big personality, yeah.
You could be anywhere. I think that's the issue.
No, but in Sydney, you're really, in proper Sydney.
You're living when you're in the east.
Oh.
You want to see the slack lines. You want to see the Brazilian. You want to get soccer balls kicked toward you. Kick it back, dude.
Hello, boy.
Feel like you're part of the community, bro.
Get into Bondi.
That shit
get in
rocks.
the surf, go in that pool with the big waves.
I used to surf. But like I would just be like, I'm just gonna go for a little surf.
You
today,
can.
Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't do shit in Chippendale.
Manly's so nice.
Manly's gorgeous.
People talk Manly down, but I love Manly.
My big predictions, I think eventually everyone's going to move out of the city and it's going to be everyone's going to migrate north and west. I think Parramatta is going to be crazy.
I've never been to Parramatta. I lived in Sydney for months. I never went to Parramatta.
It's so fun.
Okay.
Parramatta's just like culturally the center of Sydney for sure, dude.
Is this where there's a lot of wogs there?
A lot of wogs, a lot of Asians, a lot of Indians, just like everybody.
Melting pot.
Yeah.
This is very rich. We went to a boat show yesterday. And it was confronting just because it was the whitest, richest, most reserved, boring people. Those are the ones who can afford the big yacht.
Of course.
It was not fun. It was not like there's just a vibe of there's no one here that I want.
It is weird when you get to that amount of money. You're not like,
yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, because you're controlling.
Yeah.
You're like, let's not get this out of hand.
Yeah.
We want to keep all the money.
Yes.
I want to keep having a nice
Let's
budget.
check the budget.
New money. That's who I'm about.
That's same, dude. I'm all about...
Oh, let up the suicide doors. I just have mine, homie.
You decide
yours. I know that Jesus died for us.
Legit.
I love that.
I like new money. I want new money energy from more people. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm sick of... Because now I have some friends that have new money and they don't behave like it and I don't fucking like it.
What they're
like reserved. They don't want people to know. And I'm like, brother, this is what this is about.
Yeah.
Welcome to the West.
Got to wild out.
This is the thing about coming from a refugee family. My dad, when he figured out that he has like enough money to like, they've got 2 cars, it's like it came nothing, started tiling, now 2 cars. When I bring friends over, he's like proud that he has Pepsi.
Nice.
You know what I mean? He's like, you offer your friend a drink? And I'm like, I'm like, sorry, do you want a drink? And he's like, you like Pepsi? We have Pepsi. Like he can't get over the fact that we have Pepsi now. You know what I mean? That's new money excitement.
Pepsi.
Legit. He says it in the same way of someone that would be like, it feels like someone in Yugoslavia told him he would never have Pepsi.
It's great.
And so it's nice to see that like this new
Pepsi
new
is the
excitement.
Muslim drink.
Is it?
That's what the Bosnians were gonna.
That's their thing.
It's so in the Islamic world.
Yes.
I believe there's a conspiracy that Coca-Cola is a Jewish company.
Okay.
And so, like, the Pakistani cricket team is sponsored by Pepsi. And I think in the Middle East, Pepsi outsells Coca-Cola.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah, only place, because it's not a great drink. In my humble opinion.
I like Pepsi.
You're a bit, well, of course.
It's my father's drink and his father before him, dude.
It's the taste of a new generation.
It is, genuinely. I think, I also like the underdog a little bit more. I'll be real. I used to work at KFC. We only had Pepsi there. I think that's probably where
I will say Solo is a winner.
Solo is my favorite above all.
I'm very happy when I get to have a Solo. KFC in Australia has become the dominant fast food. It was McDonald's for a long time. McDonald's they pivoted after Super Size Me, a very slow pivot to like nice restaurant.
Yes.
Dignified. You won't get too fat here. And then they couldn't really afford to keep that going. And it's still McDonald's. It's still great. But when you go to a food court, the KFC throbs.
Heaving.
And I think because, their advertising is great.
Advertising is great. And it's just good food, great value. Like, in terms of what you get, brother, $12, you get it.
Very good. The Zinger box.
The Zinger box is fantastic.
Indisputably.
Man. This because you know how people work in fast food and then that fast food's ruined for them.
Yes.
The day after I quit KFC, I was eating KFC. I was like, this shit's too good.
You weren't eating. Yeah, you kept eating KFC at KFC the whole time.
The entire time. I never got sick of it, and I saw fuck shit. I fucking loved it.
I believe I was briefly off McDonald's when I was a McDonald's employee.
You were from McDonald's?
I was a McDonald's boy.
How long were you at McDonald's?
Oh man, 9 months tops.
Oh yeah, nice. I
never got good
for
at
like
it.
18 months.
I never got good. I was always a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you fucking in terms of customer service, or you
they wouldn't let me work.
Authority?
I think I would have been fine with the customers, but I lacked the coordination to very quickly make McDonald's food.
Oh, okay.
It was a very busy McDonald's. I also worked at a Subway and I got let go from there.
Oh wow,
man! I'm not a good retailer. I couldn't make it work in a hospital.
I'm bad at hospital. The only job I've ever been fired from was hospitality.
What was your hospo fire?
I used to work at the Royal Golf Course in Sydney.
Nice.
Over there at Rose Bay. Because it was a walk away from my spot. I used to work in the cafe there and I just couldn't. I had a real issue with like the whole if you have time to lean, you have time to clean sort of shit.
Of course.
I had a real tough time, especially because we had a manager, this very sweet man, I can't remember his name, but he moved to France.
Yeah.
And then he was replaced by this Brazilian woman. And the Brazilian woman hated all of us. She just like... And
she wanted to bring the Brazilians in.
I think so. We were too yappy. Because this is the thing. I'm like, what was I, like fucking 19 or something like that? I'm like, I have some understanding of workers' rights, and that doesn't go down in hospitality.
No. I mean, you make a set amount of money in hospitality.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of money.
No.
So, of course, you want to do the worst job you can and just get to the end of the shift.
We also didn't get tips.
No.
Yeah.
I think I would be okay with the American... If I was working in American hospitality and it's like, if you put in a good effort today, you have a little razzle-dazzle, maybe you walk out of here with, I don't know, hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, big time. I have friends that work in like fine dining and stuff, and people will just, if you're nice to them, they'll just give you a 50 or whatever. And I'm like, I could do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
But Royal Golf Course, where it's just like, it's millionaires, but they're kind of like entry-level millionaires. They're still sort of like...
Is that not the good golf course?
It's a great golf course,
but
the everyone's deeply snooty.
Sure.
Like, you can't... They won't let you out on the tennis court if you're not wearing all white.
I love that.
It's a whole... It's very,
I respect that.
It's like $10,000 a year. It's $10,000. Never got a single tip. And I was nice. I swear to God I was nice.
American golf course, I think you'd make a lot of tips.
Yeah, I think the Australian idea of not giving tips, it's assuming that you're getting paid fairly or whatever.
Absolutely.
But hospitality is like you're getting paid bullshit.
It's a very strange system that we have because, we are very proud that we're giving everyone a fair amount of money.
Yeah.
There's no way that these... there's a lot of Chinese food businesses around here.
Yeah.
And you often hear about, like, international students, they have to do that because they're not allowed to make more than a certain amount of money, or they're not here to work, they're here to study.
Yeah.
But then they don't speak the English language and they have to pay people to write their study for them. And so that becomes difficult. It's a big swirling... If we were just a little honest, we could straighten it out.
I'll tell you what, I just wish we could go back to like, fine, just pay him in cash. Like, can we just be back
pay him
to...
in cash.
Pay him in cash.
How much seriously in taxation are we making?
Seriously. Brother, pay me... I'd do hospitality if they paid in cash. Yeah. Legit. That's fine. $25 an hour in cash? Easy, dude.
They're getting rid of cash.
No stress.
There'll be no cash.
There will be no cash. But I'm thinking about buying gold bullions.
I started buying silver coins.
And?
I lost them. There's some, I think, I was packing up the house to go to America. I had $500 in silver coins. I seriously believe they are locked away somewhere in a storage container. Dude. But I achieved my dream of having lost buried treasure.
You have actual treasure?
Yeah,
bro.
I think it's in the storage
container.
This is
the One Piece. That's so fucking mad.
I'm going to find it again. I wish I had it now.
Dude.
It'd be nice to have the money. But that was I was going to, for the podcast, for the catamaran, it was like, I'll just buy metals and a certain amount of the money from the Patreon so that I don't spend it or reinvest it. I'm just going to have coins. But then you do need a place to keep them reliably.
Yes.
I will find the coins. I will find the coins.
Do you have a rough idea of where they are?
All my stuff is in a storage container.
Okay.
People came over to help me. I trust everyone who came over. No one was stealing the silver coin. No, they would have been in a little pouch. No one would have even known that they were valuable.
Nice. Like a little old like Lord's pouch, like the little drawstring.
My friend Paul had like a little leather pouch, and so it's
that's nice.
A little leather pouch, and I would take
a little Commodore Norrington pouch.
Oh,
that's sweet.
Oh, Captain, my captain. I would jingle my.
That's so
and I was buying nice. You can pick which coin you buy. They're all silver, but. There was some Prince Harry birthday coins from Prince Harry's 21st birthday.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I got some. I don't think I got any American coins. I got some Canadian coins. I got and there's a whole coin collecting community.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think I've heard about this. I would get into coin collecting, like if you know, like the Australia Post, like collectible coins.
Yeah.
If they were valuable, I'd get into that.
I mean, if you get into it, it becomes more valuable.
Do that, but by how much?
But
you know what I mean?
Like, you have to encourage other people to also be interested.
So I need to start like a propaganda machine for the Australia Post
This is
coins?
exactly what Bitcoin is. It's like, not only is Bitcoin good, everybody should try to buy my
Everybody
Bitcoin.
wants it. It's hard to get, so there's value. Dude, when's the last time you heard about NFTs? You know what I mean?
No, you couldn't.
NFTs
it didn't make any sense. You couldn't actually funge them.
But for like 6 months, people were like, this is the thing.
I remember.
Coldplay like made their album NFTs or some shit.
Man. Don't even.
Jimmy Fallon was like, had a monkey and he was like, buy NFTs. This was on TV, dude.
No.
It's fucking crazy.
That's not the most unforgivable thing that late night television has. But I mean, crypto, I can't see that crypto is not also a Ponzi scheme.
It has to be.
It just makes more sense because it has a use. But it's like, what about gold?
Yeah.
What about like precious metals? That seems like A really good one.
Well, there's that big...
Because it's pretty. You can look at it.
You get to hold it.
Wow.
Shiny.
I could make this into a bracelet.
Anything you want, man.
Isn't that nice?
It does feel good.
What are you going to use your crypto for? It's all castles in the air.
That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. It's like there's that, you know, that, have you seen that business dude on TikTok? He's old and he's always in like he's like an older dude with glasses and he speaks in like sort of like a New York accent. He's like kind of hunched over. He kind of looks like a goblin a little bit.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but I saw a clip of him going, "If you knew who made Bitcoin like I did, you would run away." He keeps saying that.
I like that.
And he goes, "I know who made Bitcoin," which who's going to prove him wrong? And he's going, "You would run away."
Takashi He's got some name.
Takashi Sawagachi.
Oh,
Takashi Sawagachi.
No, it's he's got some. There's a secret man.
Yes.
He knew him and he was going to run away. The Chinese hold. Also, it's like then they just use computers to solve pointless equations,
and that gives you money.
It gives you money, but then they also. I
know a room runner here. You know Anthony Skinner. He was running a Bitcoin mining agency for a little bit.
I believe it.
He like bought like a $5,000 PC to like mine Bitcoin during COVID.
There's a man who worked for. I want to be careful because I don't think he likes this story getting out.
Okay.
But there's a man who was working for the. I'm not even going to say the company. A big media company in Australia, who like. Early on in Bitcoin, plugged in a computer in a room that no one was using and used their like processing power to mine Bitcoin.
Wow.
And then like just left it and got, I think, fired and forgot about it and left his computer there. Plugged in, running full time for like years and came back and had tens of thousands of dollars.
Holy shit.
With their processing power.
Did he take it?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
He or she. Or they.
Or they.
I don't want to give anything away.
The non-binary cool. Bitcoin magnate.
I just think it's very cool.
That's awesome.
The way apparently this didn't happen, but what I think would be funny is if because like you know when you're a kid at school with a laptop, the laptop didn't really have any processing power. There was just like central, and like when everyone was trying to log on at the same time, everything would go really slow.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, so if you're using all that, the big processing power that's powering like all the computers during the day, just use it at night for Bitcoin.
Yeah. And
that's what I think the CIA does to run their supercomputers, solve codes, spy on people. Oh, mercy. People told me to start doing like Bitcoins or NFT for this podcast because it's about making money for a boat. But I couldn't.
I think you're on the right track.
I couldn't morally do it.
I think it's more on brand that you collect silver coins.
Thank you.
I think I like that idea that you're sitting on top of your coins like a dragon.
I'm Smaug.
Yeah, you're Smaug, baby. I like it.
Smaug does sound like it would be something backwards.
I do sort of miss being able to exchange. Like me and Sam talk about this all the time of like being able to exchange just like services for money, just whatever you want. Like
that'd be nice.
Like back in the days where it was just like you're
a free market.
You're just a bard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You're just a bard. Go out there, just fucking. You
go to the tavern.
I'll follow you around and make songs about you if you give me a little bit of money. The fact that you can't do that anymore is bullshit. The fact that you can't be an actual snake oil salesman, like out there.
That people will catch you and they'll read the label and they'll follow you up.
Yeah, be like, you can't be like Miracle Elixir. Like for the.
I mean, you genuinely can. People do. It's not as fun. It'll be like, this is good for your skin.
Yeah, they try to make it real. I think that's what I don't like. I just miss it being almost kind of what crystals are now. I have an idea about opening up a crystal shop, but like saying they cure cancer.
I don't like that.
I like
the first one.
I like the one. You know how the crystals have the little bio where it's like this is good for luck or whatever.
Of course, all the gemstones.
I just like I'm going to have a crystal shop.
No cancer.
You just open it up and it goes. You can use this as an antibiotic.
I like that. People swallowing the crystals.
Yeah. Or just be around it as an aura, something like that. Just shit that you used to be able to do.
Well, what is the salt lamp for? What is that doing?
I'm actually not entirely sure. I think it's probably like good for air purification or something like that.
I like seeing them there. They're nice lamps.
They're super soothing to look at. Is that Sammy?
At some point, Sammy's going to show up and hopefully have a banh mi sandwich for me. Here are some of my ideas. No, I haven't eaten today.
Please.
All right. Becoming a comedy superstar.
Yep.
Number one.
Hell yeah.
We're making a movie. That's fine. We'll talk about that at some point. I want to make a sandwich shop.
Oh, I like that. I've always wanted a kebab store.
Tell me more about your kebab store that you want.
No. Please, let's go with sandwich shop because mine doesn't even go deeper than that. I just like the idea of
having your own kebab shop.
I just like the idea of like living like You Don't Mess with the Zohan, where you get to come in
like that.
at Phantom's Chewy Muchentuchen and be like, I get to eat whenever I come into store.
You love Sandler.
He's my goat. I love dude. You Don't Mess with the Zohan. No bullshit is my favorite movie.
It's a great movie.
It's my number one Sandler movie.
It's better than Happy Gilmore?
100%.
Better than The Waterboy?
Big time.
I stand by the Zohan. I thought it was a good movie.
He's a counter-terrorist that wants to cut hair, James. That's fucking awesome.
I love that he just makes the movies that he has an idea and he sits down with his boys and he makes the movie.
Israel and Palestine was solved in that movie. They solved it by making the noise.
Where's the Zohan now?
Legit. Like the Avatar, he went away when we needed him the most.
Is that the last great Sandman movie? You've watched all the latest ones.
Yeah. I don't mind Hubie Halloween. I liked Hubie Halloween.
Did you like Sandy Wixler?
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't big on that. I have no recollection of it really. So
sure.
I'm going to assume...
I watched the first 5 minutes and
I'm going to assume no. But please tell me about your sandwich shop.
Okay. It's called No Choices. It's an authoritarian-themed sandwich shop.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful women working there.
Nice.
But dressed in the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big photo of a supreme leader. I want it to be like...
Are you the supreme leader?
I was thinking about being the supreme leader. But I might... Maybe it's a made-up pretend supreme leader.
Mm.
But we don't talk about that. We don't go into the backstory. We just make it look authoritarian. Mm-hmm. They're very stern. There's one sandwich. There's one way to pay. If it's tap and pay or whatever. If it's cash, it's cash. I think it's probably tap and pay.
There's one sandwich. You said?
We only serve one sandwich. No choices.
Dude, I love this.
So that you show up and you go, 4 please. And 4 sandwiches. And they go, $60.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Sure.
And that's it. You move on.
That's great.
It's in and out. If you don't like that sandwich, the sandwich I'd like to think doesn't change. We just get a great sandwich and we keep it the same. But you could make a lot of money if it became a seasonal sandwich. If you didn't know the sandwich you were going to get. No vegetarian option, no lactose, gluten, blah, blah, blah. One sandwich. Here's what I like. You become a member.
Yep.
You join the party of this authoritarian. Is it fascist? Is it communist? Is it phalangist? Is it whatever? It's just military. I like military uniforms, women.
With the little hat.
Little hat, bun, red lipstick, whatever color we've got. Probably not red. It's too communist.
Sure.
Blue's too weird. Green's unpleasant.
Yeah.
Black's not nice.
I think just a natural light.
Pink.
Maybe Maybe red's the only way.
Pink and green.
Red, you might have to go communist. Let's be real. You have a supreme leader sandwich shop. You might have to go communist.
Yeah, I mean, communist is if people interpret it as communist, that's the least scary one politically for them to think.
Yeah.
If people go, is this a Nazi sandwich shop? It's over.
That's bad.
Communist sandwich
From what
shop
I hear
is okay, but I just want like authoritarianism, more like North Korean. I would.
That's what I'm picturing, honestly.
Yeah.
There is a place called Supreme Leader Chicken in Sydney.
There is. They have that in Adelaide. It's all over the place. Frankly, not the Supreme Leader in chicken.
No, it's whatever's chicken.
I'd go to KFC over that any time.
100%.
But there's one set. You become a member.
Yes.
All right. And you have to get something extra if you're a member. And I was thinking maybe it's a smile, but I think that's too cutesy. And also, it's hard to then police the people. Like, you got to frown at everyone, and then what if someone's a member and they're not nice? Then you have to smile at them. I don't know.
Sure.
I thought maybe there could be like a special relish.
The member relish.
The member relish.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Special relish. I'll tell you what. It even could just be like you get brown, like wholemeal.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Just like just fine. You get a different sort of bread.
Maybe you get a napkin.
Oh, that's good.
You get napkins if you're a member.
Dude, something that low level is How is a membership expensive?
We can charge anything we want for it, but we could sell membership like $20 membership, and then you get a napkin.
That's fantastic.
Or we do filter coffee is the other idea, and then you can also have a filter. You can also have a filter coffee.
Oh, that's actually I actually like that the most.
It's a black filter coffee, but we don't do anything to the filter coffee.
That's good.
No sugar.
You get it just beverage if you're a member.
Here you go.
Here's coffee.
You get a coffee with your sandwich.
I like that a lot. I actually think coffee is the best idea.
Okay.
Because coffee is it's nice to think of a place where you just go in, you go, can I just have a coffee? And you go, yeah, that's just coffee. That's just, you know what I mean? I don't want to, I'm getting to a point now where I'm like, especially when you go down to Melbourne and everyone's like, what's the thing? They all like drinking Magics and shit like that. I'm like, sometimes I just want like a Nescafe Blend
Magic
43,
coffee,
dude.
Sure.
where I'm like, I want a place where I can go to and like, I just want instant coffee.
Instantly. I'd like it. Don't now. America has this sorted out. They have big filter coffee and they refill you and it's fine.
It's the one thing I'm jealous about. You
can't even buy that machine.
The diner culture from the movies.
Diners are
the fact that there's like a tuck shop lady that comes around, just tops you up and goes, "How you doing, darling?" She kisses you on the forehead, gives you a little bit more coffee.
Sugar?
Yeah, how you doing, sugar?
Want some sugar?
Brother, what I would give to be called sugar in an American accent.
It's very nice. I tell you, black ladies at the airport. There will be some airport that's all black ladies working there.
Really?
Yeah. And when, because you got to take, here airports are so cold and impersonal. But sometimes you do get a little extra when it's a bunch of black ladies together. So we'll sometimes have a black lady.
Sure.
But it's an overwhelmingly white, orderly vibe when they're all black ladies. Take off your shoes, honey.
Nice. That feels good.
To be called honey by staff at an airport feels different and great.
Yeah, I imagine just the warmth of a black woman.
That's a new book of poems coming out.
For real, there's something about it where like I think of all the women that in the world I would want to touch the back of my neck gently.
Oh, nice.
Black women for sure, dude.
It's American incredible how black people, obviously there's ups and downs in terms of what every race and culture brings to the milieu of the country. But I've missed black people so much being in Australia.
Of course.
Great to have wogs back. Did miss wogs.
Are there wogs in America? Like,
no.
There's no
Greeks,
wogs?
there's Italians, but they're very Greek, they're very Italian. There's no pan-wog
There's
thing.
no general wog.
This is a total... New Zealanders don't even understand wogs, really.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
This is partly
Although
also...
Islanders are sort of doing
when people
wogs,
go like,
frankly.
you should go try to do clubs in the US, I'm like, I kind of want to do wog shit, though. Like, I don't think you can do wog shit in the US.
They have wops to the Italians, but Italian-American is so very different from...
Seems deeply specific.
Yeah. They got there at a different time. They got there like 120 years ago, so they're further along the Americanization.
Yeah.
I called up a pasta restaurant, spaghetti restaurant, and I was like, "Can I have a puttanesca?" And they went, "What? We got red sauce, white sauce." That's the level they're playing at.
Okay.
It's a whole different thing. They do garlic toast, which is nice.
Oh, I like garlic toast.
Oh man, garlic bread's number one.
I like that.
Maybe you could get some. That's too difficult. Too difficult to do garlic bread as well at the No Choices restaurant. Here's my problem with having coffee. Then you have to choose if you want a coffee or the sandwich. It wrecks it. It has to be. If you are a member.
You get a coffee as well?
Yeah, like you can't buy a coffee on its own.
No, I agree. You can't buy a coffee on its own. If you're a member, you get
Members get coffee.
That's it. Coffee. You don't ask for coffee, you get coffee.
You also, if you're a member, you show the card, and if you don't want the coffee, don't show the card. Okay? Once we see the card and you go, "Oh, I don't want the coffee."
You're getting a coffee.
It's yours.
Dude, I love this idea. I also, by the way, for real, I think it would be hugely profitable. I think it's a perfect antidote to the paralysis of choice.
Thank you.
That
I often think about
I and many Australians like me are experiencing.
It's really a very anti-modernity.
It's great
thing. One thing. No
it's
choices.
Nice. It's nice to go.
The
That's why
sandwich can
people love
change.
set menus.
Here's the profit. Genuinely.
Yes.
Yeah, prices come up and down. You just buy the best cheap. You have to have someone who knows what they're doing.
Yes.
That's also makes it hard to grow. Is that if it's changing all the time, you don't get a supply line, and then you can save money long term with that. Like if it's just a guy going to Coles in the morning and picking the cheap meats for the day.
Yeah, well, it's
no set sandwich. I change it. It's one sandwich.
Go on.
It's a great sandwich. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I mean, now that I'm back in Australia, I was in Adelaide in the downtown. The office workers, CBD, they come out. They're looking for something to get through the day.
Yeah.
It's hard. You get a roast beef sandwich.
Yes.
Okay? I think all right, that's the third idea.
Okay. Well, you've lost me already. 1 second.
Anyway, it's a sandwich shop.
Yep.
I think a trading card game, like a Pokemon game.
Yes, I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh guy.
Are you really a big Yu-Gi-Oh?
Huge Yu-Gi-Oh.
Do you have the heart of the cards?
Some say.
You strike me as a Joey type man.
I am a Joey.
You grow up loving Joey.
Big fan of Joey, dude. Love Joey. Yugi's too fucking perfect for me.
Well, and I mean, in the manga, he's just when he turns into
Yami Yugi, the big dude.
He just kills people. No, like the is Yugi,
when he goes into the Pharaoh with the Yugi, when he goes Yu-Gi-Oh, and then he turns into.
Yes. And then he has this voice.
Yes, ha ha, Kaiba. When he does that, the man's fucking here, dude.
Yes, He just kills people. The manga.
Yeah, well,
the card game doesn't get into it until a long way through the manga.
In the manga, yeah, it's like a game of dice and shit, and then he takes your soul.
Yes. They cleaned that up for the anime.
Yeah, season 1 is Yugi's like the sweetest guy, and he has like a great sense of justice.
Yeah.
But I think it's there's a season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they animated the first little bit of the manga.
It's rough.
And because the card game became the most popular of that, then they turned the show into that.
Oh, did they make the card game up?
Yeah, so
originally
it was supposed to be an entirely other thing. And
it's just a man who kills people with silly games. And he's a hero.
And one was the Duel Monsters game.
Yeah. And they just made Duel Monsters into a thing.
Yeah.
It has to be Magic the Gathering, still very successful.
Yep.
Pokemon trading card game, very successful. I don't know what our game is. I think as a market, it doesn't feel deceitful. Like people actually want it and they want to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. It's a game. That's nice. I don't like that rich people can buy their way to a better deck and then seem like they're better at it. I think that's a problem. I'd like to get around that.
I'll tell you how you get around that. Varying rarities of the same card.
Okay.
So if in terms of like playing, you can print the same card.
Yeah.
If it's just for the purpose of everyone has access to the playability of the deck,
yes,
you print the same card, but varying rarities scaling up. So if you want like the ultra deluxe shiny or whatever, you can pay a premium for that. But the common card, 4 cents.
And the ultra deluxe shiny is the same card for the game.
Yes.
I love that.
Just a different rarity.
Did not know that.
It's just a collector's
People
item.
who want to waste money, spend their money on our valuable shiny cards. They can.
Yes.
But it doesn't compromise the actual integrity of playing the game.
Yes.
Love that.
That's how you do it. That's where Yu-Gi-Oh went wrong.
Or did they
That's why a lot of people started leaving the Yu-Gi-Oh game is because
they started bringing out actually rare cards.
They started bringing out like cards where it's like it's only in one rarity and the aftermarket's like $500 for this one card, but it's a core card for a deck.
Okay.
And so you avoid that by just separate rarities. And so it's inflated prices. If you go, some cards will come out.
So wait, sorry. So they would have you would have a deck and you have all the other cards, but to actually make that deck work, you need to spend $500.
Yeah,
that's evil.
I pulled one card that was worth $500. I just recently sold it. And it's because it only came.
I did not know this about you before we started.
I'm a big fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
How does
fan.
the girlfriend feel about this?
She's actually.
Does she play Yu-Gi-Oh with you?
She's embraced it. She's versed me in Yu-Gi-Oh! She's actually good. She's beaten me a couple times. Very good. I've made her a deck. I want people to play. I'm trying to get my friends into because I'm like, I used to play it a bunch as a kid with friends at lunchtime and all that. And so now as an adult, no one plays it anymore. I'm trying to get my friends into it.
Listen, we have to be out of here in 3 minutes, but I want to say now, will you take the job as head of playing cards?
100%.
Okay.
Anytime.
We need to devise rules.
Yep.
A theme.
Yeah.
If it's nautical, that's fun.
Are you a big fan of Nordic? I guess it's themed for the podcast, yeah?
I think it would make sense if we did it through the podcast.
Yep.
But I'm open to it. I'm open to it being many things, you know?
Okay.
Whatever, as long as it's a trading card game that I could justifiably sell on the James Donald Force Mechanic Catamaran plan as our trading card game.
Say no more.
It can be anything.
I'm so into this.
Okay. As people can then buy you have some starter decks, and then you have random
little
booster packs.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I don't like tokens. I'm going to say that now.
As in the little extra counter things.
I'd like you to be able to play for kids trading them at schools and
stuff.
stuff.
Yep.
I think it's good if that is an option, but if everyone can make sense of it, just playing it normally, just like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Cool.
You can just play it.
Yep.
If you want.
I like that. Brother, I'm so into this. I love this idea. Put it there, brother. Pleasure.
I wish we'd spent more time talking about that. We'll talk on Zoom.
Okay.
All right.
Anytime.
This is a serious offer. We have to make this. The first piece of merch for the podcast will probably be a shirt.
Okay.
With the first online set. We've had mystery merchandise where I just went to op shops and I signed things.
I've seen that.
I'd lost a lot of money. The shipping was out of control.
It's a crazy idea.
I thought it would work and it didn't. And I'm open to that now. It has to be regulated.
Yes.
Like the sandwich shop idea. Let's get this moving.
I'm ready to get this off the ground, dude.
Possible name, Catamaran Ho. Possible other name. No, let's figure out the rules first. You beat somebody. That's usually right. You have monsters fight. That's Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
It's all monsters fighting each other.
Yeah.
Is there a game that's not monsters fighting each other?
Not a lot. None that's fun. All the trading card games are a little bit
monsters fighting each
monsters other. Fighting. I think Monsters Fight is a simple recipe. Ooh. It works over and over again.
Monster Fight.
We could just call it Monster Fight.
Monster Fight.
Monster Fight TCG, baby. That sounds mad.
Trading card game.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that. I'm ready to liquidate all of my assets.
I know a lot of artists because I was running art auctions for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the art part of it is very doable.
Mm-hmm.
How regular do we do the art style? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, I think of Magic the Gathering. They've got very fantasy style things.
Yeah.
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Very anime style.
Yeah.
Do we do an anime style-y one? Do we do a
Are
comic
you
book?
Well, what's your thing? What
I don't have an aesthetic.
What's your vibe?
I don't have a vibe.
I think have you played Magic the Gathering?
Yes, when I was a kid.
Do you like that, like the fantasy?
I just think that's going to be expensive
to
draw. I think is there a Western cartoon card game where things look like, Mickey Mouse from the 50s? Cuphead
is a good vibe. Cuphead's actually a great vibe.
Yeah.
Like old sort of like Steamboat Mickey sort of aesthetic.
Steamboat Mickey style. That's just an idea.
I like Steamboat Mickey style.
But something
that's
kids
fun.
Can get into.
Yeah.
Monster Fight,
TCG, Steamboat Mickey aesthetic.
Do you have your phone?
Yeah.
Mine's recording. Let's see if this already exists. Monster Fight trading card game.
Let me see.
And then even if just like one of them is sea monsters,
Yeah, well, that's the good
thing. And that
thing.
can be like the Captain McCann's sea monster deck, and you can buy that.
Dude,
and
that's the great thing is I guess you can sort of release seasonal sort of decks.
Elements. Yeah, very much
Yeah.
so. The Christmas boys.
I would totally buy like it's like these are the Christmas cards for this year.
Yeah.
No one does that.
Exactly. Well, don't they? Christmas cards. It's so obvious.
I've seen like
birthday cards.
This is like Christmas Pikachu or some shit.
Yeah.
But it's not like this is the Christmas theme.
Every year, the Christmas theme. Monster Fight.
Really into this.
Okay, we can do this.
We got Battle of the Monsters trading card games, but not Monster Fight. We have Monster Fight board game, which is a 5 out of 10 board game, it says on the rating. But it's a board game, it's not a card game.
I mean, we have a recording of how we've come up with this idea, so we know that that's not... all right.
Take us to court.
Monster
Fight, I think, is great.
Worst case, Monsters Fight. Monster Fights.
Monster Battle.
Monsters Fights.
We can just change that shit.
Monsters rule. I was transported from faraway land to a world where monsters rule.
Fucking monsters on this motherfucking
Now, would you like to be... Do you have like a... I'd like a themed deck for me.
Yeah.
It's the sea creatures.
You are 100% sea creatures.
If you're helping to organize it, what element would you like to take?
I would like mountainous.
Oh.
I would like mountainous high Alps. That kind of shit. I don't know what the creatures are. I'm picturing almost sort of like aerial / like a cross between like forest creatures.
Snowy, alpine as well.
Snowy, yeah. I'm into that sort of vibe. I don't know what that is necessarily.
Okay.
But I like the element of it.
Yes. Spells, I guess you need like spells or items. That's a big part of it. Items and spells.
I think maybe... it's hard because spells is everywhere. I haven't seen a lot of item games.
I mean, Pokemon is items.
Pokemon has items.
Trading card is items and monsters.
Does Pokemon really have that competitive of a like?
I see it
player base.
I don't know, but the kids love it, and the supermarket is chock
full. I think they're just great to trade. They're fun to have.
Yeah.
But I don't really. At least when I was a kid, no one really played the Pokemon.
No, we would all just trade them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a shiny Charizard, and I remember being chased through the school, and then we didn't take care of it. It got all scratched, and I sold it for like $30. It was.
Damn.
I'm sorry, it was dreadful.
That sucks.
We have to leave. We were meant to leave some time ago.
Wow.
We got onto the good stuff.
I'm into this.
Wow. Catamaran Ho, everybody. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Not really. I've got a podcast with a comedian from Sydney called Sam Bowden, who's very funny. It's called Woe Free Lunch. If you want to check that out, that's pretty